What's up, Midget Nation, and welcome to the 11th episode of the Freeburg Fan Zone podcast. This episode features my interview recorded on March 19th with track and field stars Frech and Alexis Geluck as we discuss their hot start to the season and more, including our first ever spring sport report. Here we go. Alright, welcome to the 11th episode of the Freeburg Fan Zone podcast. I'm here with track runners Alexis Geluck and Frech. How are you guys doing today?
Good.
Yeah, doing good.
So you guys are both track runners and jumpers, and most people will play other sports before they start doing track and field, and then they'll start doing track, whether it's to stay in shape or just because they realize that they're really fast. But how did you guys get into track?
My mom did track in middle school, so I heard about it from her. And then at Smithton, there's not much else to do but sports, so I just signed up and got into it.
I played baseball before, and then the only reason I joined is because my friend Will told me to play or run, and that's the only reason I got into it.
How did you decide to become competitive at track and really focus in on it so that you would be better at it?
Well, I started in 6th grade, and then I was better than I thought I was going to be. I'd place at meets and stuff, so I was always really competitive in all the sports I did, so I just kept with it in high school.
Started me probably my sophomore year. That was the first year I qualified for state and actually won some meets, and that's probably the first time I decided to take it serious.
So everyone knows that you guys are both pretty fast. Each of you medaled in both running events at sectionals your freshman year. But how did you guys start jumping?
I was friends with people that jumped, and so I went over with them and just did it as a joke. And then kind of like running, I was a little bit better than I thought I was going to be. So I just kept practicing and kept filling in when other people weren't there.
8th grade year, Evan Rapp signed me up for it because he said I could jump high, and since then I've just kept doing it.
And Riley, you're a long jumper. Riley, you do high jump. Alexis, you do long jump,
yeah.
Right? How did you guys transition from running to long jump and high jump?
Well, long jump, a lot of it is just speed. You run into it, and then it pretty much carries you. So the transition to long jump was pretty simple.
I had Matt Pluff coach me all the way through it. I was terrible at first, but he helped me get better.
That's a pretty good mentor there to help you out when you're first starting in high jump. And you both competed at state for the last 2 years now. What has that experience been like for you guys?
It's really nerve-wracking. You got a big stadium full, and you're sitting in the waiting area just by yourself or with your relay team. And, all eyes are going to be on you on the track, so it's definitely a lot of pressure, but it's really fun to be there with the team.
Yeah, I'd say it's super fun. It's really scary, though, walking out because there's probably hundreds of people there. Stands are full, and everyone's yelling at you when you're running, but it's fun.
Is that at one of the colleges up north, like the other states
it's at
are?
EIU.
EIU. So it's a pretty big place to run, and there's a lot of people there?
Yeah, because there's so many events there, so many different athletes. There's so many teams, parents, other athletes, and coaches.
A lot of scouts.
Yeah.
Do you guys still get nervous at meets sometimes, or now that you're both accomplished seniors, you kind of past that?
Oh, every meet.
Yeah.
I'm nervous the whole day.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, there's heat sheets out, so people can see who has the top time. So, if you're number one, you have a target on your back.
Yeah. And Alexis, you do cross country still, and you advanced to 2A sectionals for the first time as a team this year. What was that like?
It was really exciting. It took a lot of hard work because we were used to going to state in 1A. So last year was our first time in 2A, and it was disappointing to not make it to sectionals or state. So there's a lot more drive this year, a lot more that we were working towards, and I think we all really came together and helped each other train all year, and it was a great thing to be a part of.
And your sister's on that team still, and cross country's been getting better and better every year, it feels like. So how do you see the team going forward from here?
I think it's going to be really good. I think it's only going to go up. We're figuring out how to train with the other 2A teams, and everyone on cross country is really committed to it, and I think they have the drive to make it to state within the next couple of years.
And Riley, you play soccer in the fall, but now you're also doing volleyball at the same time as track. What's that been like being a dual sport athlete?
It's been easy. They have it's easy to balance because one's in the morning, one's in the afternoon. But volleyball's been a lot of fun. I don't regret picking both up, and excited to see what happens.
Yeah, I think both coaches have done pretty well with it. Ziffle's been scheduling stuff around track and baseball, so definitely something that people could do is play two sports in the spring now. All right, we're going to take a little break, and when we come back, we're going to play Freeburg Feud. If you're still feeling lucky from St. Patrick's Day last week, then try your luck at the Midget Athletic Booster Club's Queen of Hearts raffle every Wednesday night at 7:30. To enter the drawing, stop in at Next Up Bar and Grill, Brick House Bar and Grill, or the tailgate during the normal business hours to purchase your ticket. Then attend one of the three Wednesday night at 7:30 for the drawing that week for a chance to win the grand prize, which is now over $17,000. As always, you can find more information on the MABC's social media pages. So if you're feeling the luck of the Irish this spring, make sure to participate in the MABC's Queen of Hearts raffle and support your FCHS athletes. Now, the Spring Sport Report for Monday, March 24th, brought to you by the MABC. Track and Field was the first team to kick off their 2025 season, and they started off with a bang, with multiple top 10 finishers in their first meet on both the boys' and girls' side, before heading to Illinois College for their second meet, in which they had a top 6 finish in nearly every event. And the girls won, and the boys placed second. They had multiple top 5 finishers on both sides again at their third meet, a very competitive one at University of Illinois' Champaign-Urbana campus. They were then ranked 9th in all of 2A by Illinois Run News last week, and this is shaping up to be one of their best seasons yet, as we discussed with Riley and Alexis. Baseball opened up their season with a 13-8 victory over Champaign Central. Gabe Leith started the game on the mound and threw 2 2/3 innings, giving up 4 earned runs and 3 unearned, along with 10 hits and no walks, striking out 4. Sophomore Dane Johnson made his varsity debut, replacing Leith on the mound, and also got the win, striking out 3 batters across 3 innings while giving up just 1 earned run. Max Beal and Sam Rockman finished the game for the Midgets, getting 2 outs each. Meanwhile, on the other side of the ball, Evan Rapp led the team in hits with 4, followed by Rockman with 3. The team totaled 16 hits and 5 walks to score 13 runs. They lost their next game 1-0 to McCracken County, with Christian Giovando starting on the bump. The right-handed senior allowed just 2 hits, 2 walks, and 1 run across his first 3 innings of work on the season, before he was followed by Joey Pruitt and Liam Skeef, allowing no runs across 2 1/3 innings and 2/3 of an inning, respectively. The Midgets only tallied 3 hits in that game, with 2 coming from senior Zach Dekemper and 1 from sophomore catcher Bo Brayman. They're playing Byron High School as I'm recording this, and will take on West Glen for their first home game on Wednesday. Meanwhile, softball didn't get off to the start they would have liked to, dropping their first 3 games, but they won their last 2 this past Saturday at the round robin against O'Fallon and Triad. Sophomore Ariana Blumenkamp has been the team's hottest hitter so far, going 9 for her first 16, reaching base at a .611 clip on the season. They're looking forward to away games at Highland, Marissa, and Carbondale this week. And finally, girls soccer disappointingly lost all 3 matches of the preseason tournament at Swick West. However, they'll look to correct that on Tuesday at their first home game and conference game against Salem. This has been the Spring Sport Report, brought to you by the Midget Athletic Booster Club. Alright, welcome back, and now it's time for Freeburg Feud. So this works just like Family Feud. I want to ask a question. Nicholas will ask a question. And then it's based on a survey that was sent out to 30 Freeburg students. And then you guys will hit a buzzer. Whoever hits buzzers first, answers first. And the other person will have a chance to answer. Okay, you ready?
Yep. First question. The best spring break destination is?
Florida.
Okay. Alexis?
Yeah, I was just going to say, like, the beach in general.
Alright.
The first thing that comes to mind when you think of St. Patrick's Day is?
Leprechauns.
Green.
Okay. Third question. What teacher would you have getting the best chance of beating Coach Flo in a marathon?
Miss Reese.
Yeah, she's the only one that runs. I'm just going to say Burke, because we're here.
Alright, question 4. How many hours of sleep are you going to average a night over spring break?
Like 10.
8 hours.
Question 5. What is the best way to entertain yourself over a spring break road trip?
TikTok.
Netflix.
I don't know.
Question 6. What is the most underrated part of a spring break?
Sleeping in.
No homework.
All right, now we'll tally up your guys' scores here real quick. Oh man, math is so hard sometimes. All right, so our winner today by quite a large margin was Riley with 54 points. Alexis came in second with 32. The best spring break destination is Florida was the number one answer with 12, and the beach was number 2 with 6. Then the first thing that comes to mind when you think of St. Patrick's Day is Riley had the number one answer again with green. That was worth 11. Leprechauns was second with 7. And then what teacher would have the best chance of beating Flo in a marathon? When I made the question, I contemplated taking Miss Ruiz out and saying you can't say her because I thought she was clearly the number one answer. She was. It was 14. Burke did not have any answers. I did not think.
Oh no, Burke.
I don't think Burke's ever run a marathon before, but Stu was second with 4, and then McKevley, Quiston, and Mr. Beaver had 2 as well. I don't know if Mr. Beaver's ever ran a marathon before, but maybe he's good at it. How many hours of sleep are you going to average a night over spring break? The number one answer was still 7. I thought it'd for sure be higher, but 10 was second answer with 6, and 8 hours was third with 5. So Alexis beat Riley on that one. What is the best way to entertain yourself on a spring break road trip? The number one answer was sleep in the car. That was 11 people. Then listening to music and being on your phone or watching TikTok was third with 6 people. And watching Netflix or movies was the 4th best answer. Finally, what is the most underrated part of spring break? The extra sleep was the number one answer, and free time or no homework was the number 2 answer. So, Riley, good job. Alexis, if there's ever a second appearance you have on here, I hope you fare better next time. Back to your guys' season, though. You guys have gotten off to an amazing start. Alexis, you have 2 top 10 finishes at the first meet, 3 medals, and midget of the meet at the second meet with the career PR and long jump. And Riley, you had 2 top 10 finishes at the first meet too, and you got second in 2 events. And then girls won the last meet and boys placed second. So what do you guys think has contributed to your really dominant start so far?
A couple of us started training before Thanksgiving break, and I think senior year we just have the drive to hit the season really hard, so we're just really giving it everything we can right out of the gate.
Yeah, a lot more people trained a lot harder this year, a lot stronger times, placing better, and that's helping us win meets.
Do you think that was a collective decision after last season? A lot of you older guys came together and said, hey, let's really work hard this off season so we can do better next year, or that's kind of happened naturally?
I feel like a lot of us going to state last year, all just collectively added more drive to everyone and just made everyone want to go further.
So this is shaping up to be a pretty serious season for you guys. What are you thinking the postseason is going to be like for you guys?
We're hoping to trophy at state, get a couple top 3 finishes, maybe even first. Try to beat out some people.
So far, you guys have done pretty well at your meets. How many of those teams at the first 2 meets of the year have been teams that you're going to face in sectionals?
I know, Muscuda for sure. They're always pretty much our top competition every year. I
think Muscuda's been the only one.
Really?
Most of the other teams in our conference don't do indoor.
Yeah. And that was the other thing. That you guys started out with indoor this year. How is indoor track different than outdoor, if there are any differences?
Air quality is a lot worse. It's hard to breathe. It's a 200-meter track versus a 400-meter track, so the turns are a lot tighter. You lose some speed, but it feels pretty good. It feels fast because it feels like you're making ground a lot faster than outdoor.
So you think it feels faster, but you said that the air and the fact that you're turning more slows you down a little bit?
Yeah, indoor times definitely tend to be a little bit slower than outdoor.
When do you guys start your outdoor season?
It shouldn't be till the at least a month, I think.
We have 2 more indoor meets before outdoor.
Are those pretty big meets too at other colleges, or are they smaller meets?
Yeah, we go to U of I this week. It's pretty big. And then the last one is top times. It's indoor state and only qualifiers go. So.
How many people do you think from your team are looking to qualify for that?
I think 5 or 6 people.
From the whole team or just boys?
I think whole team.
Whole team.
We, actually probably more. We have some good relays this year, so we'll probably take those. And a lot of good. We've added a couple individual events.
Again, this year we're hosting our own meet here at Freeburg. And, it's different having, home field advantage, quote unquote, in track than another sport. But do you guys still feel like you have a home field advantage when you host a meet here every year?
I think so. I mean, we run on it every day. Kind of just certain tracks feel different, and I think we're kind of more used to ours.
Yeah. And then, if there are a lot of fans there, does that really help you? Or in track, are you guys not really, fazed by that since you're so focused on the running part of it?
I think it adds pressure, but with that it adds adrenaline, so I'd say it does help for sure having people there.
And looking ahead, past high school for you guys, what are your guys' post-high school plans?
Hoping to run in college. Kind of trying to still figure that out, but working on that.
I know you were thinking about going to Illinois State to study geology, right?
Yeah.
Are you going to try to walk on to the track team there?
Hoping to, but I still need to run a little faster.
Do you think you get on for long jump or just to run?
Probably just run.
Alexis?
I'll be going to Mizzou and studying speech pathology. I'm not going to be on a competitive track team or anything, but I'm planning on joining a run club and still keeping up with running on my own time.
Very cool. And now our second game here, we have I didn't put what the name was, Nicholas. Failed me.
I didn't even know we were doing a second game.
Alright, so we'll play the buzzer beater game where you guys will answer some rapid fire questions here. So who wants to go first?
Riley does.
Riley? Alright. What is the best post-meet meal?
Raising Cane's.
What is your favorite event to do at a track meet?
400.
What's your go-to song before a meet or event?
I don't really listen to music for it.
No music pre-run? Alright, and then what's your favorite track memory?
Probably making finals my sophomore year for the 4x4.
Alright, Alexis, you ready for your turn?
Yeah.
What is your favorite post-meet meal?
Probably McDonald's.
And what's your favorite event?
The 400.
Your go-to song before meet?
Probably anything 2000s pop.
And
The basic stuff.
your favorite track memory?
Our 4x4 going to state.
Yeah, just watching you guys go to state the last couple of years has definitely been a cool thing to see from the outside, but I'm sure it's been even better for you guys. And finally, you guys have both been dating for a while now, but what's your favorite part about competing on the same team as one another?
Definitely just having someone there that, supporting every race, and they're going to be there for you whether it goes the right way or the wrong way.
It's good to have someone there to motivate you and support you. And, if you do bad, someone to talk to or something.
Alright, well, thank you guys for doing this, and good luck in the rest of your season. I hope you guys both do end up getting a trophy at state.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
That concludes the 11th episode of the Freeburg Fan Zone Podcast. Make sure you're following us on Instagram at Freeburg Fan Zone Podcast, and subscribe to Freeburg Athletics on YouTube to stay up to date on all the latest FCHS athletics content. I hope you enjoyed and can't wait to see you next month, but until then, keep on cheering, Midget Nation.